Hey guys, it's Daniel. Welcome back.
The following is a quote from Kurt Cobain where he reflects on the Seattle scene and Jimi Hendrix. Later in this video, I'm going to show you the Jimi Hendrix exhibit in Seattle, which I visited back in 2020. The famous Woodstock guitar, his passport, there's a lot of really cool things that are there at the exhibit, which I'll be showing you in a bit. But first, the Kurt Cobain quote. This is from September of 1991. Quote, "All scenes are relevant, but they all eventually phase into nothing, or they go away after a while. People put too much emphasis on scenes. I mean, just because there happens to be a town with a few really good bands in it, big deal. It's happened all over the place. In Minneapolis, LA, New York, all over the place. So it's really no big deal. I don't understand this community patriotism that everyone is boasting about in Seattle because they're claiming that they finally put Seattle on the map. But you know, what map? Everyone's moving to Seattle. I mean, we had Jimi Hendrix. Heck, what more do we want?" End quote. Reflecting, however, on whether the hype in Seattle helped Nirvana, Kurt later said the following, quote, "I suppose it did, and we're grateful for it, I guess. I mean, we were never seeking out a major label contract in the first place. It just happened. I don't know if it would have happened if we weren't on Sub Pop or not, but I don't know. We got a lot of press in Europe because of the Sub Pop scene, and it wasn't necessarily because John Poneman and Bruce Pavitt, Sub Pop's co-founders, were these mastermind guys getting a lot of interviews. I mean, they were in ways, but also a lot of the journalists over in Europe happened to like the band sincerely like them, so they wrote about them. It wasn't as much of a hype as everyone thinks it was." Hey guys, I'm here at the Museum of Pop Culture in Seattle, also known as Mopop, and I'm going to be checking out the Jimi Hendrix exhibit. There are a lot of really cool Jimi Hendrix related items here, including Jimi Hendrix's passport and other things, but to me, the coolest thing here is the white Fender Stratocaster Jimi Hendrix played at Woodstock. If you really want to talk about iconic moments in rock and roll history, Jimi Hendrix's performance of the Star-Spangled Banner at Woodstock with this white Stratocaster, I mean, that's definitely up there. If you're interested, by the way, in Woodstock, make sure to check out my documentary, What is Classic Rock? In that movie, I talk about Woodstock, the Summer of Love, and in general, the 60s counterculture movement. I also interview various artists who actually performed at Woodstock. So if you're interested in that subject matter, the links are available in the description box below. Jimi Hendrix, of course, is regarded as one of the most influential guitarists of all time. He's certainly one of the most recognizable. What's not often known is that Jimi is actually his nickname. He was born Johnny Allen Hendrix on November 27th, 1942 in Seattle, Washington. And so it is fitting that some of Jimi Hendrix's most iconic paraphernalia is housed here at a museum in his home city of Seattle. He is widely considered a pioneer guitarist for multiple reasons, one of them being that he was one of the first popular guitar players who intentionally used lots of distortion and gain in his guitar playing. In the 1940s and 50s, most guitar-oriented music did not experiment with distortion, and if it did, it was often very minimal. In the late 50s, early 60s, things began to change, and by the mid-60s, distortion had become more commonplace, and Jimi Hendrix was instrumental in helping popularize it. As incredible of a guitarist that Jimi Hendrix was, he was also a great singer, but due to his status as a guitar icon, sometimes his singing abilities are overlooked. In terms of his guitar playing abilities, he first started playing guitar when he was 15. His first guitar was an acoustic guitar, which was valued at about $5 in 1958, which is roughly $44 today. He formed his first band shortly after getting his acoustic guitar. The band was called the Velvetones. After about 3 months, Jimi came to the conclusion that he needed an electric guitar because his acoustic guitar was getting drowned out by the sound of the rest of the band. And so in mid-1959, Jimi's dad bought him a white Supro Ozark electric guitar, and that's how Jimi Hendrix's relationship with electric guitars began. Though Jimi Hendrix is an American musician, he first became big over in the UK in the mid-60s. The Monterey Pop Festival performance in 1967 is largely what broke the Jimi Hendrix experience in America. His performance 2 years later at Woodstock in 1969, and in particular, his rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner, is considered by many as one of the pinnacle moments of Jimi Hendrix's career. Unfortunately, Jimi Hendrix passed 1 year later on September 18th, 1970, at the age of 27. Gone far too soon, but his music and his image will certainly always live on. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you see, make sure to subscribe for more. All the videos on this channel are original. I'm the one conducting all the interviews and editing all the videos together, so if you guys like what you see and you want to support, the best way to do so is honestly just to subscribe. Lots more to come.